Kaira and Kovu Part 15. Rise of the New Roar. The sun rose over the Pride Lands with a brilliance that seemed almost divine. For the first time in many moons, the air carried no tension, only the soft harmony of life returning. The circle had healed, but deep within the earth, the spirits still stirred, whispering of what was yet to come. Kaira stood at the edge of Pride Rock, her mane swaying in the warm breeze. Below her, the Pride moved peacefully. Cubs played, lions hunted, and the once broken lands had begun to bloom again. Yet in her heart, she knew the peace was not the end. It was the beginning of something greater. Behind her, Kovu approached quietly. "You're thinking about him again?" he said, his tone gentle. Kaira nodded. "About the cub. The Roar chose him for a reason, but what reason?" Rafiki, who had been sitting near the ancient tree, struck his staff lightly on the stone. "The reason will reveal itself in time," he said. "Free Roar, every soul, every dawn, they are all part of one song. And that song is still being written." Years had passed since Rocker's fall. The cub they had found, now named Amani, had grown strong and wise. His spirit burned with the same golden fire that once flowed through the ancestors. He trained under Kovu's watchful eye, learning to hunt, to protect, and to lead. Yet, his connection to the Roar was different. It wasn't born of power, but of empathy. When Amani roared, the earth didn't tremble in fear, it sighed in peace. But one evening, as the sun bled crimson across the sky, Rafiki felt a disturbance. The wind carried strange whispers, voices of the forgotten spirits, long silenced by time. He climbed to the highest peak and saw dark clouds forming on the horizon. The balance was shifting again. That night, Amani dreamed of a place beyond the Pride Lands, a desert of endless bones and shadows. In the dream, he saw a lion unlike any he'd ever known, a ghostly figure with eyes like fire. It spoke his name, Amani. "The Roar lives within you. But beware, not all who hear it seek peace. Some wish to control its echo." He awoke with a start. Kaira and Kovu found him pacing under the stars, his eyes filled with confusion and fear. "I saw something," he said, a voice from the other side. Rafiki nodded solemnly. "The ancestors are speaking to you. The circle tests those it trusts most." The next morning, Kaira gathered the Pride. "We must travel beyond the lands we know," she declared. "There is a storm growing in the outlands again, and this time, it calls for Amani." Their journey took them across roaring rivers and dry plains. Along the way, Amani began to feel the Roar changing inside him, as if it were alive, guiding him, teaching him through the pulse of the earth. He'd sense when storms were coming, when danger approached, even when life was about to begin. The power of the Roar had evolved. It no longer belonged to one lion, it belonged to the land itself. When they reached the border of the outlands, the ground was cracked and lifeless, but the air shimmered with energy. From the shadows emerged figures, lions from lost clans, rogues who had once served under Scar's memory. Their leader, a tall lioness with dark amber fur and piercing eyes, stepped forward. "I am Zuri," she said, "daughter of those the Pride forgot. You carry the Roar, young one, but you do not understand its pain." Amani met her gaze fearlessly. "The Roar isn't pain, it's life," Zuri snarled softly. "Then let's see if life still remembers us." She roared, and to their shock, the sound echoed with the same ancient power. The Roar responded to her. Kaira stepped protectively in front of Amani. "The Roar doesn't choose those who seek vengeance," Zuri smirked. "And yet here I stand." Lightning split the sky as their roars clashed, one of light, one of darkness. The earth shook, and the ghosts of the past seemed to rise from the dust. Rafiki shouted above the wind, "The Roar is testing its heirs. It demands unity, not war." Kovu lunged forward, stopping Zuri from striking Amani. But Kaira's voice cut through the storm. "No," she roared, her voice merging with the power of generations. The thunder ceased, the ground calmed. Even Zuri stepped back, her eyes wide with awe. Kaira turned to her. "You are part of this circle too. The pain of the forgotten will not be healed with fury, only forgiveness." Zuri trembled, her anger breaking. "Then teach me," she whispered, As dawn broke, the storm faded. The lions stood together at the edge of the valley, old enemies now bound by something greater. Amani stepped forward and let out a roar that filled the skies. It was neither of war nor pride. It was the sound of balance restored. Rafiki raised his staff and smiled. "The new roar has risen," he said softly, "and with it, a new era begins." Kaira looked at Amani with pride. "The circle lives through you," she said. He smiled, the morning light shining in his golden eyes. "No," he said, "it lives through all of us." The wind carried his words far across the Pride lands, over rivers and hills, over every creature great and small. And as the sun climbed higher, the circle of life roared once more, reborn, eternal, and free.